Oh, I'm looking forward to this intro.
Welcome back to the Wild Ones podcast.
Have you guys been planning this for my big return?
No, that wasn't it.
Oh, that was sick though.
Oh, was it?
They leave it in. That was well good. Go on, your intro right now has to be better than that.
You know that's an actual song, don't you?
Yeah, but not with those
What is
lyrics.
it from? Like Sound of Music or
Yeah,
something?
we'll get copyright strikes because it was so good.
You're like that guy who is played by Daniel Radcliffe, Weird Al Yankovic. That was that. That was as good as that. He made a whole career out of that. If this goes wrong.
What, Daniel Radcliffe out of acting?
Oh, Weird Al Yankovic.
Shall we get on with the show?
Welcome back to the Wild Ones podcast, the show where we chat about bike stuff.
Yay, it's good to be back.
With this being an audio format, Francis, if you do a physical action with no noise, it doesn't add any value.
I just did a thumbs up. Not. I'll give you a vocal thumbs up. Thumbs up, yay!
Yeah.
That is a very good audio representation of what you did. So
Yeah,
excellent, thank you.
Had the same enthusiasm. Nice to be back.
So anyway, I'm Jimmy, and today I'm joined by producer Emily
Hello.
and Francis Cade.
Hey guys.
And thanks to Garmin for sponsoring the podcast and helping us to bring you shows like this for free.
Sorry guys, I'm out of practice because I haven't done a podcast in what feels like months, and you've done 40 podcasts. So you should be really pro.
If you take the S off of months, then yeah, that's how long you haven't done one for.
1 month. I'm coming back strong. I have a tiny little cut on the end of my tongue, which makes speaking difficult.
Do you mean an ulcer?
An ulcer. Yeah. It was a cut, and then it turned into an ulcer.
Right. So this is like episode 95, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of podcasts. When you then add in the pro show stuff as well that we've done.
We're well over 100 now, aren't we?
Well, it's pushing 150, really.
You'd think we'd be good at it by now. Crazy, right?
Well, you'd think you'd be as good as us, but I feel like we should do something for episode 100, like a celebration for reaching like double digits of the actual Wild Ones podcast.
I think I actually have something. I've been working on a friendship quiz. Quiz to test our friendship.
Oh, okay. Should we? Can it be like a mini like highlights show where we go the best bits of the Wild Ones Pro show?
No, that sounds like a lot of extra work.
It does, doesn't it? I was thinking about this earlier as I was walking around the car park, and I was like, it would be kind of cool, but it would also be so much work.
Okay. I didn't really hear any positive feedback about my friendship quiz. I'm guessing that was is that a no?
No, I'm in for it.
Okay.
I felt deep disappointment when you said it because I was hoping for some sort of, like a clown would come in or Mr. Blobby or something. I don't know. That's where my brain went first time. 100 episodes, Mr. Blobby.
Okay. Well, to get there, we should crack on with this one, and then we'll be one step closer to 100.
Oh, she's a professional.
So, shall we get into some news?
There's been a series of mysterious images that appeared in our inbox from an unnamed source. And the images show a previously unseen group set, which may or may not be from Rotor.
The way you're delivering this sounds like it's like a murder mystery.
Yeah, Murdery Mystery Podcast. There's podcasts like that, isn't there? Serial. That's a good one.
It is a good one.
I
Throwback.
like cereal.
I
Cocoa
like how
Pops.
it may or may not say Rotor. It says Rotor on the side. So it's probably a safe, but it might be fake.
Mm-hmm.
Probably isn't, but might be fake.
Perhaps. So, for the listeners, we have 4 images, and they are of front mech, rear mech, levers, and brake calipers. And what's our initial thoughts on the design?
It looks like there's carbony bits. It looks like it's electronic. There's a little green light, I presume, that's on the mech. There's some interesting labeling. It says bleed pour, so that implies it will be hydraulic as well. And there's some there's some weights on the images that doesn't say exactly what the weights are relating to, but we can make a kind of guess, and they seem extremely light in the same kind of realms as Dura-Ace and SRAM Red, so the current top-end group sets.
It looks quite good.
It looks really good. It looks really good.
The shifters look like the new SRAM stuff. The shape of the actual lever looks like it would be good ergonomically. As you've already said, and I reiterate, we don't actually know if this is legit or if it's just some weird internet spoof thing, because there are a lot of weird internet things that happen.
Uno is the name of... So it says on the levers Rotor Uno. Rotor Uno is an old group set from Rotor, which was one of their hydraulic group sets. And hydraulic shifting, I mean, not just hydraulic braking, everything was hydraulic on it. And it got made fun of for not being that good, and people called it Rotor Uno.
Okay, there the internet wins. That's a good bit of banter.
They brought it back.
What's the weird group set that we've got, the Hydro one?
That's not Uno, that's its successor. So that's the currently the latest one that Rotor make, and it's just called Rotor 1x12 or 1x13.
Right.
Or something generic like that. It's close to that.
They haven't made a group set since that hydraulic shifting thing.
Correct.
Right.
I believe they've made cranksets, new cranksets, but nothing, no full group.
Was that a road group set?
It was kind of in between. It was 1x only,
Okay.
I believe. And Uno definitely had a front mech, the older one. I think it was 1x only, the second iteration, and I think it can be used for both, which is how loads of group sets were for ages. Like they just use them for gravel. But.
I can see on one of the pages it says Rotor, Uno, Gravel and Road share brake calipers, interchangeable modular design. So that is suggesting, if true, there would be a gravel and a road group set.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whether it's true or not, I am all for more group set manufacturers, because the more there are, the better competition is, the better products, the better development there is, hopefully, and the better price points we get. So, yeah, all for it.
I agree. Brake calipers look quite nice as well. They're industrial looking. The old group set they might be the same. The old group set, they were made in collaboration with Magura, who also make a lot of Campag brakes as well. And the braking power they were really good. They felt great to use. So if they can keep that up, but add some electronic shifting, which is probably going to be better than the hydraulic stuff. When it was really well set up, that hydraulic stuff. Do you remember we went on a ride the second time we built it onto a bike and we were like, actually, it's really good. But the first time we set it up, it was okay to good. The second time it was like, oh, this is really good. But it's so hit and miss.
I think it's one of those scenarios, though, where you're expecting something to be so bad that when it's fine, it feels exceptional.
Yeah, maybe it was that.
Which is not a bad place to be.
It worked.
Yeah.
Which was enough of a happy
This is
surprise.
a success. Right, we got anything else to say on Rotor?
I can see that the mech, on both of the mech ones, it refers to Rotor power meter charging point.
That is a weird label, isn't it? Going into the top of the
Mech.
It's like the back of the mech. So Rotor make power meters, but it's crank based. So maybe you can plug in something. Maybe it joins together and you only have to plug in your bike in one place.
Ooh.
Maybe.
I am all for that. It is a little bit annoying that a lot of power meters have batteries.
It's a little bit annoying that bikes aren't wirelessly charged now.
What, like you just lean them against the wall and they just charge?
Yeah, your house should just charge it. Come on. 2025, is it?
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So in other news, Rapha is officially stepping down as EF's kit sponsor, and they're going to be replaced by Assos.
Those brands, to me, have quite different vibes. Like Rapha and Rapha EF's kit collabs are very much like a thing, aren't they? Talked about. I wonder if Assos will continue that vein, or whether like the vibe will just change completely.
I am very confident from what I've seen that Assos are desperate to be cool. And I think they will be sponsoring this team because they'll go, oh, it might give us some cool points, please.
I totally agree.
Will they succeed? Depends who they get to design the kit.
You can't just do the same thing though, can you? You have to move it in a different direction.
Well, instead of doing like skate brand collabs and stuff like that. Because they did the Palace thing and Rapha, and every year people are excited to see the new EF kit. All the journo websites are waiting. It's like, what's it going to be? What's it going to be?
It's very much an end of an era, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
R.I.P.
It did lose its punch though, didn't it? Because when it first happened, it was that point where it was like, oh my God, we haven't seen this. What felt like ever, but actually since the 80s when you had stuff like the Mapai kits and like really bold standout kits. And then it was kind of the start of that again. But do you not think that every time you do that, it becomes less and less valuable? Because the most recent EF kit launch, I don't even remember seeing it.
Very good point. I couldn't tell you what it's pink.
And that's why I think probably Rapha will pull out because they go, actually, we're not getting that bang for buck value anymore. And that doesn't mean they won't step back in again, but it's actually quite good to not always be in something forever and allow there to be a void. So when you do it, it has that power and oomph again.
Rapha have been on both ends of the spectrum, haven't they? They entered the World Tour with Team Sky, where it was super clean, clinical. Yeah. It was just a band on one of the arms, I think, in plain black kit. And then they went to the opposite end of the spectrum.
I guess that was when they sponsored Team Sky, the Team Sky kit design was very, very Rapha of the time. Because the only kits you could buy from Rapha at that time were a navy jersey with like a pink band and things like that. It was super, super, super like stealthy kit.
I had Rapha Condor, which was the coolest team. It was the UK domestic team, but they were full black Rapha skin suits, and it was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And I think that is the key. Rapha are very good at marketing, and actually marketing, you do, the whole point is about everyone's looking this way and you look the opposite way, and therefore you look different and you are noticeable. Like you're saying, Jimmy, they've done the garish, loud, interesting collabs for a while now, and it starts to lose its shine. So therefore you have to start looking to the next thing, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be mankinis.
Aero.
Yeah.
Shaved. Imagine how much shaving would have to go on.
Mm-hmm.
So your prediction is that Rapha have pulled out a VF to start making mankinis.
Yeah, but they won't call it that. They'll call it something like the aero suit or something like that.
I think that is preposterous.
Okay.
Emily wants to see that. That's what it is.
No comment. We got anything else to say about that?
And what about the women's team?
Morph suits.
If anything, well,
that basically is a skin
suit material is faster than skin, which is why people want to wear long socks and everything, right? So a morph suit where your face is fully covered, 100% of your body is covered, as long as they were like super aero zips on the back, would be the fastest solution ever.
Okay, well, talking about women's cycling, that segues very nicely into this next. It doesn't really, but it kind of does. Okay, next, we're going to talk about body weight and cycling, because it's a topic that came up in the aftermath of the Tour de France FAM, after Demi Vollering revealed that about 80% of the questions she received in her final post-race interview were about her weight. So in case you missed it, Demi was one of the big pre-race favourites, but she lost out on first place to the absolute badass that is Pauline Ferrand-Prévot. Pauline had been quite open in interviews about the fact that she'd purposely lost weight in preparation for this race. However, she caveated that statement very heavily. She said it was temporary. She knows it's not 100% healthy. She's a pro and she was doing it under supervision, and that her preparation was so hard and required so much sacrifice, she can't see herself doing it again. However, it seems this strategy prompted reporters to question Demi about whether she'd consider trying the same thing. And I think that she actually navigated the questions really well. She said, she's happy with her body. Her main priority is her health, and that she hopes young girls now don't think that they need to be super skinny to ride in the mountains. And some said that was a bit of a dig at Pauline, but also what else is she meant to say? Like, she knows that she's a role model and she's trying to, give the appropriate response there. I think this kind of questioning generally, though, is maybe slightly irresponsible, not just for young girls watching, but actually all cycling fans. I think this is definitely a sport where the topic of like obsession around weight permeates amongst all of us. It's not just a female thing. In fact, it's more a men's thing because it's so male dominated. But like knowing how much of this like pro attitude filters down amongst amateurs to reduce something to, Pauline lost 4 kilos and she won, so let's ask all of the other pros whether they're going to lose weight as well. Like, come on, guys.
I think for me, the frustrating thing here is the reporting, because of course the 0.0001% of professional athletes are going to do everything that they need to do to be the fastest they possibly can. And in some cases, that will be managing weight. Professional fighters are constantly cycling weight. Lots of professional athletes are cycling their weight rather than typically, bodybuilders. They're not always single-digit body fat. They are when they need to be in competitions because that's what their profession requires them to. So I think what Pauline did is understandable, and her comments completely understandable, i.e. it's temporary. She's doing it for the goals she's trying to achieve. But also Demi's comments are fantastic, because Demi very regularly likes to. She knows her position, and she knows the impact she has on people, and she wants to inspire people to ride bikes, not tell people that they need skin suits and the lightest possible bike and be skinny and do Strava segments. So it is very frustrating to see how it is covered. It's like we're back in the dark ages.
Have you ever seen Paddy the Baddy's opinions on this?
Yeah.
Where he talks about his weight. He's one of the UFC fighters, and he like gets shredded for his fights, as you would, to make his weight class, whatever it is. And then the rest of the time, he loves eating, and he's like, he loves life, and he likes enjoying himself. And he says, like, why on earth would you be in that state? He hates doing that. Why would you be like that for the rest of the time? It's the same thing for these guys. They're not like this all year. I remember watching documentaries on like Mark Cavendish and him talk about it, and he's just like, yeah, I just like if I want microwave meals and I'm training in the winter and it's off season, that kind of thing. It's such a temporary thing, having to be race lean and race fit.
Totally. And I think that's where like the messaging doesn't always translate down. I think we talk about this with bike weights as well. People are overly obsessed with it because it is such a measurable thing, but there are so many more immeasurables, and you can't downplay the effect that weight loss can have a negative impact also on performance. Like there's basically loads of athletes came out after this whole thing and talked about their experiences of excessive weight loss. Like there was a Cofidis rider, Clara Koppenberg. We've talked previously about Molly Weaver and EF Cedrine Cabal, just talking about ultimately the dangers of excessive weight loss. There's a thing called RED-S, which is relative energy deficiency. For women, it can affect like menstrual cycles and hormonal problems. But for all athletes, it can cause like more injury, more susceptible to infection, bone density loss and stuff like that. Like you need to, I don't know, just this like reductive idea that lighter equals faster. It's just not that simple an equation. And these people are doing it for very specific goals and are being monitored so heavily. So it feels like we can't, like as amateurs, enthusiasts, we can't take that same stance. And that's the worry for me, that it kind of, the message ends up filtering down the chain.
Yeah, and we say this quite a bit, but there isn't really many scenarios, or really any scenarios, where normal people like us and the people listening to this podcast, and even if you're a good bike racer or a good runner, you still don't need to be doing what the tiny percentage at the very, very top are doing. You can do some of those things, you just don't need to do it as extreme. At the end of the day, it's all meant to be fun. We're not professional athletes. We want to enjoy being healthy and fit.
Do you know what I think kills the fun from any hobby? Over professionalization.
Oh, totally.
The search for like perfectionism. And I think, I don't know whether it's like a social media age thing, like age of comparison, but I feel like it's very easy to get sucked in. We have data and all of that kind of stuff. We can really monitor our performances, and it makes you want to like strive for better, and the bar raises higher all the time. And I think you can lose the fun. I know some people really enjoy that, and that can be fun and it can be motivating. So it's a double-edged sword, but also like...
For every person that loves that control, there's always someone, and lots of my friends were the same back when I was racing. And if you get onto a training plan or a regime that's too strict, then your results go out the window anyway, because you stop enjoying it.
Totally.
So but then equally, there's probably someone who will be super obsessed and they like to weigh everything and do everything perfect and ride exactly in their zone. And that's how they do well.
Yeah.
I think they're few and far between.
Yeah, I agree. I asked friend of the podcast, Will Gerling, former EF Pro nutritionist, now Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe nutritionist, his thoughts on it. I asked him what he thought about Demi being asked repeatedly about her weight straight after the race. He said, I think jumping to the weight as the reason why Demi lost is very uneducated and essentially fat shaming on some levels. There are lots of factors that could play into it. He said, when you consider strategy, mechanics, aerodynamics, daily nutrition, low fiber, hydration, heat adaptation as just a few factors, I think comparing weight alone is a very poor comparison. And I think you could also add mental health into that mix as well. Like if you don't feel, if you feel like it's such a burden that can actually stop you from performing well, it's just a really thinner equals faster is just such a reductive and wrong.
Well, it's watts per kilo.
Yes.
So if you lose the watts, it doesn't matter if you're really light, does it?
Exactly.
It has to be both.
Exactly.
People use that as an argument of why you should be skinny, don't they? But actually, it works both ways. You got to have both, and one pretty quickly goes out the window if you get too skinny.
Totally.
So
and also, like,
under fueling and stuff.
This again is coming back to, this is the pros are trying to find that perfect balance. We don't need to. You can. If you just enjoy riding your bike, you can not have the perfect watts per kilo and still be a cyclist, still have fun on your bike. He said he's never personally understood the argument of being heavier for the classics and then lighter on the hilly stuff, because in his view, team and rider goals should be about being at a consistent weight that is the leanest you can hold sustainably and staying as healthy as you can. So he actually disagrees with the mentality of like cutting and bulking and all that kind of stuff.
And this will be very different for every rider.
Totally.
So some people will just look lean.
Yes.
At the same body fat percent. You know, it's so personal. So you can't go, oh, I want to look like Vingegaard. You're not even from the same country.
Yep.
Like, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, and his heavy caveat on that was that he's talking about professional rider goals, not amateurs. He's not saying that people should try and stay at the leanest they can possibly sustain. He's saying if you're a pro and that is your job, then that's probably what it is. He said overall, health promotes more consistent training, performance and recovery, and less time off the bike due to sickness and potential injury from crashes. So health should be the priority. So it's interesting, isn't it? Should the media be talking about pros' weights? Do they have a duty to report responsibly on complex topics like this?
Well, they should, yes.
But in a tactful, nuanced way.
But the world is driven by clicks and sales. So they, as per classic tabloid journalism, they go where those things are.
Totes, bro. I agree.
Sorry, what do you say?
Emily's the queen of clicks.
Queen of clicks.
Yeah. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thanks. Should we move on?
Yeah, I think of lots of things and don't usually say them, but I just said it.
How
about that?
That could actually be a segue into a bit of the show, which is further down, which I think I'm just going to bring up.
Do it.
So, Emily being the queen of clicks, we've actually been nominated for some awards at the Bike Biz Awards, one of which is Cade Media for Best Cycling Media of the Year, and Emily has been nominated for Woman of the Year, I think it is called.
Oh, yeah, I didn't put that one on the sheet.
I noticed you didn't put it on the sheet.
Woman of the Year.
Woman of the Year,
That's
yeah.
sick.
I don't know whether I
Mrs. Olympia.
deserve to be a woman. I have been a woman in the year of 2025. Or
Yes.
on 2024, I'm not sure which year it goes off. But you don't have to vote for me, but do vote for
Yes, they do.
Cade Media as Best Cycling.
They have to vote for Emily. They have to vote for Cade. Our lad Nick as well is in it. So we do loads of videos with him. Pro Bike Mechanic Nick. He's been nominated for Mechanic of the Year, I think it is. So we'll put a link a couple of places and make sure you vote for Cade Media, Emily Childs. You don't have to vote for Nick though, but you can if you want.
Nick's already won something before, hasn't he? Because he had a glass thing that said Best Bike Shop in the Universe Galaxy or something.
Bike Shop, yeah. I think they won. Backyard Bike Shop have won an award historically, yeah.
Nice.
So wait, do we get a glass thing?
We would, yes.
Or Emily, more likely. I don't care about Cade. Vote for Emily.
I don't
Vote
care
for
about
Emily.
me. Vote for Cade.
Vote for Pedro.
Vote for Pedro.
I want everyone to vote because I just want the little glass statue. It would be cool, wouldn't it?
We've got, look at those shelves up there, they're empty.
Yeah.
They're probably out of shot, but they're empty.
I will add a link to the description of this thing if you would like to vote for any of those.
Sorry for messing up the order of your show.
It's fine. I'll let you off, Jimmy.
That's what Woman of the Year would say.
I could get you a sash.
Sash. Queen of clicks.
Yes. You have to wear it.
Okay.
Right, we're a bit late on this one, but there's been a big recall on a load of DT Swiss carbon wheels over concerns the rims could blow up or spontaneously delaminate. And that's their words. And this is a lot of wheels. It looks like it affects wheel sets that were made in its third-party factory in Vietnam. DT Swiss say affected models have been sold both as wheel sets and as components of complete bikes. The affected wheels are from its ERC, CRC, and HEC series with rim heights of 35 and 45 millimeters. Also affected are the ARC series with rim heights of 50, 55, and 65 millimeters. ARC wheels with 38, 62, 80, or 85 millimeter rim heights aren't part of the product recall. Similarly, all rims made in DT Swiss's own facility in Poland are not affected. So how do you know if your wheels are part of the recall? Have a look for a 7-digit ID number on your wheels. If it has a number of 2740000 or higher, then it's part of the recall, and you should email them at recall@dtswiss.com.
And if you're unsure, also email them as well.
Or just email them and say hello.
Yeah, could do.
Maybe don't do that.
I think it affects Swiss side wheels as well.
Yeah, I believe Swiss side and DT Swiss are connected somehow. I don't exactly know how.
Swiss side are the aero guy. They're like aero testing people.
Well, they're different businesses, but I think they're all made by DT Swiss. So yeah, some of those are affected. And I think if you go on the website bit, it tells you all which ones are affected. So if you have some, check it out, because we want to ride safely, people. Thank you very much.
I think lots of bikes I've ridden have those wheels on. I survived.
And you said DT Swiss were boring. They're not boring anymore.
No, risk of death. Oh, add some spice to your life.
I looked it up, and it's mostly ones that have been made quite recently, because we've got DT Swiss house wheels, which are not affected. I've got a set of carbon DT Swiss wheels, which are from about 2 years ago, also not affected, because it's before.
Bad batch.
Bad batch, yeah. Bad brew.
Bad Batch. Isn't that a Star Wars thing?
Yeah, it's the animated thing, isn't it? Yeah. All done on the boring product recall notice?
Yep.
It says that the next bit says Jimmy's secret thing. What is this?
So I've made secret notes on my phone for this one.
Secret notes.
What?
Just play some elevator music while Jimmy finds his secret notes. La la la, do 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 da. La la la, do do
Okay,
do da.
so as long as I've known Francis, he has wanted to be a Red Bull sponsored athlete. Oh, he's smirking already. This is a good start.
This is not true.
Mostly because a decade ago, Red Bull were actually cool. And, you know, like they had a record, they had a recording studio in just off of London Bridge with like a glass front. And then they started sponsoring pro athletes. And it was just like, it was cool, wasn't it? Red Bull were cool. And they're not so much anymore. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. The best Francis achieved in his quest for becoming a Red Bull sponsored athlete was he managed to get himself a Red Bull fridge and 48 cans of Red Bull a month delivered to his house.
That's a lot. That's more than one a day.
Do you remember you started drinking them and you started having heart palpitations?
Yes, I had to stop.
Yeah.
Of which Francis used to drink 0, and we used to just give them away to anyone and everyone that wanted them.
For favours.
That sounds dodgy, that.
Without further ado, I would like to present Francis with something. So basically, this is the best you're going to get.
What, in his quest to be a Red Bull sponsored athlete? He's opening a box.
A box with a helmet inside.
Oh.
What? How have you actually... Aren't these like... They keep them top secret and you can't get them?
So, Oracle Red Bull is a Formula One team, which is sponsored presumably by HJC.
Yeah.
And I noticed they had a special edition helmet, which has got Red Bull on it.
That's cool.
So I know the guy who does all the distribution for HJC in Europe, Richard Todd, gave him a shout and I was like, look, I want to wind up Francis and finally get him a Red Bull helmet. Can you sort me out one? He said yes. For absolute clarity, this is not an advert. This is not a sponsored post. It's just me winding up Francis because he's never going to be an actual Red Bull athlete.
That is actually really cool.
It's such a good helmet, isn't it?
Yeah. It says red. It's mainly silver with a little bit of navy around it, and it says Red Bull Oracle Racing, and it has the 2 bolts down the side.
That's Max Verstappen's team. He's like the best driver probably of all time, which might be controversial to some people.
I feel safe now.
So he can wear that when he does his driving lessons.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm not sponsored by Red Bull, but I am sponsored by Jimmy now, technically.
Why me?
Because you gave me this.
Well, I gave it to you. I'm not sponsoring you. Sponsored by Cade.
That's me.
Well, it's not. Not anymore. Sorry to break it to you. So with those helmets, because I've got one of those as well, I find I have to take the little pads out of the side for it to fit my head.
It's very tight. It's very tight on the sides.
It is, yeah. I thought so too. It's a medium.
You'll probably find if you take those pads out, it no longer protects your head at all.
Apparently, this is apparent in the Asian version of the helmet. Like when they sell them in Asia, it doesn't even sell with the pads in the side. So it will be fine without
It's a very
pads.
specific piece of knowledge.
I think that's everything. Well done. You finally got your Red Bull helmet. Well
Congratulations, Francis.
I'm very pleased with that. I know sometimes we give each other presents and they're like joke presents, but that's legit. I might consider wearing that for about 4 seconds before grabbing my black normal helmet.
done. On your way to the Red Bull fridge.
Well, the Red Bull fridge is here.
The problem with that Red Bull fridge is it
Noisy.
was louder than it was cold. I think the energy dispensation was going to the wrong area.
Louder than
It was better at just being loud than it was being cold.
It still exists.
Yeah.
It's not past tense.
Ow.
It hasn't left us.
Did you just headbutt the
Yeah,
microphone?
I just with my teeth and my tongue. I just want the helmet. It's force
You need the helmet on.
I should have got you the full face one, shouldn't I?
Have they got one?
Probably. I hate using these iPads. I'm currently stuck on. I don't know how to get off of. What is it, like panoramic photo?
Just take. The only solution is to take the photo, Jimmy.
It literally won't. It won't leave.
Getting iPads seemed like such a good idea, and they're just
We don't swear on this, Francis.
and they're just crap.
Okay, well, next up is Fluff Up of the Week. We don't really have one. I feel like you headbutting the microphone, having just taken your helmet off, is a good contender. But instead, I found a fun fact of the week. Unless if you'd like to hear that instead in place.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. The Arctic race of Norway has just been on, and a very unique prize was awarded on stage 3 to the first rider over the top of the first Category 1 summit of the day. But can you guess what that unique prize was?
Ice cream.
I think it'll be like trout guts fermented.
Why'd you go ice cream?
Because it's cold. It's the last thing you want at the end of a race.
Arctic roll.
An ice blast.
I have to say, Jimmy was remarkably close because the answer is 100 kilograms of salmon.
Oh, that's good though.
Is it?
What, you have to keep it frozen the whole way home.
I quite like how Francis would get 100 kilo of salmon home and then go, right, better defrost this, ready to eat. It's like, what's the problem? Of course I eat 100 kilos in one go.
That's a lot of fat.
That's a lot of salmon.
Are you fat shaming him, Emily?
You're not a nutritionist. You can't comment on this.
Okay,
You should get Will's comment on it next week.
We have a responsibility as journalists and a media outlet to not fat shame people,
Okay.
Emily.
No. So I will ask Will,
Emily's the only real journalist.
is eating 100 kilograms of salmon in one go too much fat?
Are you actually going to send that to him?
Yeah, I've sent it. So we'll get the answer.
You can't eat 100 kilograms of food in one go.
That's a lot, isn't it? That's more than a person.
It's more than 120 grams of carbs an hour. Even that's quite hard if you ever try to do that.
Today's episode of the Wild Ones podcast is supported by Garmin.
I've actually been using Garmin bike computers and watches for well over a decade now.
Yeah, me too.
I actually bought my first one in 2012. It was the Forerunner 410, and I was training for my very first triathlon at the time.
And how did that go, Jimmy?
Well, it would have gone great if I hadn't accidentally miscounted my bike laps and got myself DQ'd for doing one short.
Rookie error. You should have used the laps function.
I know. But my point is, Garmin's have been part of our lives for a long time now. So it was a bit of a full circle moment when they came on board to support the channel.
And they don't just make watches and head units with bike-specific GPS mapping and performance monitoring.
Nope. They also make power meters, heart rate monitors, smart bike lights that capture video and alert you when cars are approaching, tax indoor trainers, and so much more.
So thank you to Garmin for supporting this podcast.
Right, we're going to finish off with a listener's takeover. And this one's from Gage in South Carolina, who says, "Hey Francis, Jimmy and Emily. I just wanted to say thank you and share how much cycling and your channel have changed my life. About 4 years ago, I was in a really dark place. I was depressed to the point I was ready to end my life. I wanted to feel some kind of spark again, so I pulled out an old hybrid bike my dad had left behind and went for a ride, just like I used to when I was a teenager. On that first ride, I met an older guy named Bill at the park. He was on a fancy road bike and started telling me about racing, bike packing, and your show. I went home, looked you up, and the first video I watched was an Everesting on a BMX. I was blown away. I had just struggled through a 4-mile ride, and here was this guy climbing the height of Everest on a bike way worse than mine. From that point on, I was hooked. I watched 2 Bikes 1 Wheelchair and tons of other videos. Every ride I went on helped push those dark thoughts further away. I got inspired to go further and ride more, and eventually I even started going to therapy, which helped a lot. I'm now a constant listener of the podcast. Hearing the chat stories and insights has become part of my weekly routine and keeps me connected to the cycling world even on days I can't ride. Fast forward to today, I'm a happy dad to an 8-month-old named Sterling Cade Bushovisky.
Wow.
What? Yes, named after the channel. What? This is mad. There's a picture. There's a picture of the baby.
The baby.
And him. And I have a loving partner who's been by my side through it all. She's now into cycling too. Just wanted to say thank you. You've made a huge difference in my life.
Wow.
That is, well, that's what it's about, isn't it?
I would like to say, Gage, you have made a big difference in your life. Not to be too cringe about it, but you got yourself, you did that for yourself. We didn't do that.
You got the bike out.
Yeah, you got the bike out. You watched it. You got yourself to therapy. You smashed it. Well done. And also, how does it feel, Francis, to have a baby named after you? His firstborn child.
Actually, I'm still processing it. I'm not sure what to say.
That's wild.
It's so cool.
More importantly,
Sick shirt. I want that shirt.
his bike in the background, apart from the fact it's a specialised classic, looks like absolute mint condition, specialised alley, all in gloss black, old, what are those, quill stems?
It's a quill stem.
That is cool. Nice one, Gage.
Bloody hell.
Okay, well, I think we have time for one more. This one is from Martin from Sweden, who says, I am heading to the Dolomites this summer for a week of cycling, but every time I open Instagram, I feel less excited. All I see are influencers posing with €6,000 bikes, expensive kit and empty expressions. It's starting to feel like cycling is more about image than actual riding. I totally support people getting into cycling for health and happiness, but the influencer scene often feels fake, stressful and disconnected from the real joy of riding. Is this kind of content helping cycling culture or slowly killing the soul of it? Would like to hear your thoughts.
Where's he seeing this stuff? On the internet?
On Instagram.
Oh, well, don't
Just
go on
don't
Instagram.
look. Yeah.
Because there's lots of real life stuff happening if you go outside.
Yeah,
Is that touch grass? Is that harsh? But it's like anything, like fashion trends creep into this fashion. Like it's literally a thing. Loads of people into that. And you go outside, you see some people who dress real fashion-y. You see some people who don't. That's the same with cycling. It's just smaller.
I think it's always been there one way or another, you know, like even when we started riding bikes, the elitism in cycling came from clubs and you were told you had to do things in particular ways and not do things in other ways. And that's kind of like the new influencer, isn't it? Like, oh yeah, you have to have this kit and you have to have all matching this and matching that. But we are big believers and always have been of just do whatever the hell you want to do and just don't let anyone tell you that that's wrong because it's not. Just ride a bike, enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, don't ride a bike.
Well, what's more, if fashion-y people get into riding bikes, it's more people riding bikes.
Yeah, I agree.
Instead of driving a car. And they probably are less likely to run you over when they are then back in their cars. So the more people, the better.
I also don't think influencers are telling you what to wear. I think they're just riding their bikes and wearing what they want to wear and taking pictures of it. Like, I don't know. I also agree. I don't particularly enjoy that kind of content, but I then just don't look at it. Like you teach your algorithm what you like, and the more you stop on something, the more you read it, the more you interact it, the more you're telling your algorithm that's what you want to see. So just scroll past it, don't engage.
I'm on 2 months now of my social medias can only be accessed for 15 minutes a day. Yep. And that's all of them accumulating. And the only thing I have time for is a quick check once a day where I'm bombarded with 26,000 memes from him, Nick Vieri, the bike mechanic, and our tattoo man, Scott Grozier, and my wife. Her ones are actually nice, like bears and stuff, like sweet ones. The rest of them are just like absolute brain rot. But once I've checked those DMs, the 15 minutes is over. So I don't have time to look at any other stuff.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, and I just like, I don't know, are their expressions empty, or do you just not really like it and you sort of hate watching them a little bit? Because hate watching, the algorithm doesn't know the difference. You're still telling it you want to see it. You know what I mean? So just, I don't know if influencers are doing anything wrong other than you just don't like it. So just don't look at it. Like, your bike will still exist in the garage and you can still go at the Dolomites regardless of whether you're on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, you've got more time to look at it. But, you know, don't go off the internet completely. Do still continue to watch our show.
On repeat.
On repeat.
I actually disagree that the algorithm does what it does, because I've reset the algorithm in the past. I've tried to change it and it always ends up on the same stuff, which is like scantily clad women and fighting and just super aggressive stuff. And I don't have an interest in any of these things.
Mine changes very regularly.
Mine doesn't.
Now I've limited the Instagram. I don't even know what's on Instagram, but my YouTube one is just Skyrim. It's fantastic. It's very relaxing for my brain.
I have a hack for you, Jimmy.
I think you mentioned this the other day and I keep planning to do it.
Change your gender to female.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Because then you won't get that.
What, permanently in real life? Or
No,
just on the internet?
Just on Instagram. And I think you'll not end up in that pipeline as quick.
Yeah, and reset the algorithm again. Because do you remember when I used to just exclusively send you videos of like baby Highland cattle and sheep and things like that?
Yeah, that was lovely.
Because that was when I reset my algorithm, and I was trying to boost my algorithm in like fluffy animals, and then very quickly, probably because of the sort of stuff that people like Nick Vieri and Tattoo Man send me, it probably thinks that I'm interested in those things.
He's the bad seed.
I think so, yeah.
Ruining your crop, your algorithm crop. Yeah. Well, Martin from Sweden, I hope you enjoy your trip, and just don't worry about what other people are doing. Just don't worry about it. Well, if you would like to send us something for Listeners Takeover, you can send it to wildonespodcast@cademedia.co.uk. Francis is putting his helmet back on, ready for the outro.
And that is all for this week. Thank you very much for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment and do all of the other good stuff so that our podcast gets recommended in the algorithm.
Yeah.
See you all next week.
Yeah, and I would just like to say, if you're sad that this show is shorter than usual, blame these two because they told me it was too long. We took stuff out.
Don't give in to the demands. Just, it is what it is.
All right, well, we'll just let it be 5 minutes next week and it's less work for me.
Okay.
Less work for everyone.
Okay, bye. You have to say bye.
Oh, bye. That's sick.
Just before we go, I wanted to bring you the update from our expert professional nutritionist, Will Girling. He says that, in his professional opinion, you would not be able to eat 100 kilograms of salmon. In his words, impossible. 100 kilograms, that's me in salmon. So there you go.